Let's study here from the chapter first CE, second section, email writing, and this one asked for 5 marks. First, try to understand what is an email. Now, email is also called by the name electronic mail. Now, there are various types of messages we can send, but email is the quickest and the fastest way of communicating messages. And nowadays, in the world of internet, it's the most widely used. Now, before composing that for the exam, we should understand in a short what is an email and how it is correlated with the notice. Now here, if you just take a look at notice and email are integrated with the same topics and only the target audience is different. This means whenever the question asked notice and email, the topic of that both questions will be same. Only the target audience is different. Means if you write or compose the notice, it will be for the students or the residents of that particular areas. But as you try to compose email, it will be for official persons just like principal, shopkeeper, manager, or the superintendent of police. That is only the change, but the topic for notice and email will be same. So that you should consider very thoroughly. That was a brief discussion about the emails. Broadly speaking, there are some types of emails are there, and this one will give a hint that how the topics are different and how to compose email in a better way. There are basically 3 types of emails. The first is a formal, and these formal emails are especially sent to the unknown people, especially the official ones, just like principals, managers, etc. And informal emails are also sent to the friends, then relatives or close acquaintances, and that is the informal in the way of communication plus the way of expressing the language. And third type of email is semi-formal, that is not used most probably, and that is mainly used for colleagues or some unknown persons. Basically, you need to focus on the formal because here ICSE strictly tried to ask the questions on formal. So you should understand how to compose the formal email rather than informal and semi-formal. So nowadays we use most probably formal email. Try to understand it's a concept, it's a format and the marking scheme. So like notice, email also has its format, and for writing the formal email, the ICSE has given some kind of a structures of the formats that we should thorough it. Let's take a look at that. What is the format with the marking scheme? Before beginning, you should note down that there are 2 formats of email too, unlike notices. So you are supposed to use any one. For the time being, here we are discussing only one. The structure a little bit vary, but other things should be the same as it is prescribed by ICSE. Take a look at what shall be the format for formal email. First, to in the sense to whom you are supposed to write an email, not your email address, the receiver's email address, and it should be a complete and a legible email ID. You cannot write any email ID or you cannot create any email ID which will be ambiguous or which will not have the proper format. So here, for example, santhamschool.icsc@gmail.com, it will be for half mark. After that, we should write down the subject matter. Now the subject matter must be appropriate to the topic given. So you should understand the topic first and then we should try to compose the subject, and if it is appropriate one, we shall get half mark for that. Then comes salutations, and in salutations you are supposed to use only dear sir or dear ma'am. Nothing else should be attempted because strictly it is allowed to use any one of these, and that will be for half mark. As soon as you try to compose the email, you should have the opening sentence that is called as the beginning sentence. And beginning sentence also carries half mark. That will be little bit varying according to the topic asked to you. Then comes body. The body is the main part of the email, like the letter writing. So here you should try to focus and understand according to the question asked, and that will be for 2 marks. So tone or the language should be formal one, vocabulary must be good one, and sentence pattern without grammatical mistakes will give you the proper marks in the body of the email. As soon as you finish proper content of the email, you should have the closing sentence, and that closing sentence will give you the half mark. In the sense, we will try to learn here with the solved example. And lastly, you should have the subscription. Now in the subscriptions, perfectly you should add yours faithfully plus the name of the person who is writing the email. That should be in full name, and that will carry the half mark. And if we calculate this is roughly how the board divides 5 marks for the email writing. And after this, we will try to learn about the solved example. Will give you the proper idea how to compose an email in a better way. Let's take a look at the solved example. Here it is a question for you for the solved example, and the question is, you are the head boy of your school. Write an email to the principal of your school on behalf of the students of classes 9 and 10 who want to take part in the pre-regional mathematical Olympiad, that is PRMO, requesting him to organize extra classes to prepare students for this context. Now when you try to compose this, you should not forget the format. I told you already there are 2 formats we can thorough with the anyone. Please do not try to mix the formats. And the answer is first 2, and here the address is principal sent monica@yahoo.com. Subject according to the topic, that is requesting for special classes for PRMO. Dear sir, that is a salutation, that is for half mark. Then comes opening sentence. I, Anup Agarwal, on behalf of the students of class 9 and 10 who want to participate in the pre-regional mathematical Olympiad to be held on June 5, 2021. That will be your opening sentence. Request you to arrange extra classes for the preparing for this tough contest. Then you should start writing your body and what you are expecting from the principal. As you are aware, all the students taking part in this contest are doing so for the first time. We need to be familiarized with the pattern of the questions. We also wish to enhance our speed to complete the question paper within the stipulated time period. Therefore, please make arrangements for holding special classes by the experts. This is what, according to the content, we have composed the email without having lots of exaggeration. And last comes anticipating your valuable cooperation. It's a concluding sentence. And finally, subscription, yours faithfully, Anup Agarwal, head boy. And this is how, according to the ICSE format, we can try to compose an email, and this one will definitely give you the good marks. So what shall be focused in email writing along with the notice is that, first of all, format. You should never mistake that, and try to compose without making grammatical mistakes, and vocabulary should be the best one according to the topic. And this is how we can try to make the best email. Hope you got an idea about the notice and email altogether. We'll be giving some homework in the school applications. Try to complete notice and email altogether. Hope your ideas will be clear. If you still have any kind of doubts, you can try to ask through the school applications, or you can just WhatsApp. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon with the next topic. Till then, take care.